So this video is looking at how to create a scatter plot using Google Sheets and also, I guess, a line of best fit. And the instructions are written here for you to read as I'm explaining them. So the first thing that you're going to notice is we've got some data in column A and we have some data in column B. Notice that there is a title for column A and a title for column B. That's helpful because that will give us titles on our axes. We also want our x-coordinate data to go in column A and our y-coordinate data to go in column B. And keep in mind that typically our x-coordinate data is where we would put our independent variable. So that's things like in this example, height, but also things like time. And then we would put our dependent variable in the y column. So the very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to highlight column A and column B. And then you're going to go up to the menu, you're going to find Insert, and you're going to find Chart. And as soon as you do that, a scatter plot does pop up. Now, if it doesn't pop up for you, if you go to this chart editor, under Setup, there's all kinds of different options. So you can be doing a histogram, you can be doing a bar graph, line graph, all kinds of different types of graphs. So we want to make sure that we have selected a scatter chart. Then what you can do is, if you notice here, my scale starts at 0 on the y-axis, but all my points are really between 4 and 6. So what I can actually do is I can adjust my scale or my range on my y-axis, and I can do things under the Customize area. So there's all kinds of different choices here. I can change my title of my chart. I can change the title of my vertical or horizontal axis. So those might be things that you want to do. Under the Series button, if I scroll down under the Series button, I can actually add a trend line, which is the same as a line of best fit. So we're looking for something linear. We can change that depending on the type of data that we have, but this data is linear. And so I can add in a trend line. If I keep going, under the vertical axis at the bottom here, that's where I can change my maximum and minimum value that I'm going to see on my axis. So because my data is between 4 and 6, or really it's really between 5 and 6, I might choose a minimum of 4.5, and I might choose a maximum of 6.5 so that I don't cut off that dot at the top. And I'm going to see my data, and it's just going to look a little bit better because I've adjusted my scale. You could do the same for your horizontal axis, but this horizontal axis is fairly good. If you wanted to, you could, for example, we could start at 5 and we could end at 6, and we could maybe make it a little bit more like that, or even 4.5 so that we don't cut off that last one. But see that, you notice how that kind of changed the scale a little bit. So we can also kind of get rid of what we just did, and it looks actually a little bit better there. And so that's just very briefly how you can use Google Sheets to create some of the graphs that you're doing, in this case to create a scatter plot and a line of best fit.